We've done a lot of work to learn the best way to pioneer or to start a fresh expression of church, and that's been particularly informed by the two things that people seem to get wrong, the two most frequent mistakes. The first is often simply because they're excited about stories of fresh expressions. They jump too quickly to decide what sort of fresh expression it's going to be. They copy something from somewhere else that's really inspired them, and you can understand why, but they don't ask the question, will it really be appropriate here? So instead of doing the most important thing you can possibly do, which is to spend time and prayer identifying where God is giving the opportunity and what would be right in this place, they simply copy something else. And I work and live in the south of England. When I retire, we have a house up in the north of England, and I would sometimes love to take some of the plants from my garden in the south up to my garden in the north. But it simply doesn't work. The winter would kill them. So you can't just transplant something from one place and assume it'll work in another. And then some people will say, oh, we tried fresh expressions and they didn't work. No, you didn't try fresh expressions because you didn't do the most important thing, which is prayerfully listening to God, seeing where the missionary spirit is giving opportunities where you are, and building enough relationships to know just what sort of fresh expression would be right here. The second most frequent mistake is people know that they are planting church. They've really understood that. This isn't a bridge to something else. It's going to be a new congregation, and of course Christian congregations worship. So they think you start with a worship service. It's a bit like the first most common mistake, which is copying something from somewhere else. It's doing something instead of the prayerful, slow listening to discern what's meant to happen locally. The problem with starting with a worship service, I mean, it can work, but it often doesn't, because you are planning worship for people whom you don't really yet know and whose circumstances you don't understand in any depth, hoping that they'll like it. And you have no idea whether it's appropriate or not. It's your best guess. Or sometimes even worse, it's the way you think church really ought to be, and as you think church ought to be like that, other people ought to like it. And it doesn't work like that. So we form community, we explore discipleship, we build relationships, we work out how to serve a community in the name of Jesus, and then we create church with people rather than for people. Then we draw on all our good traditions of worship and make them be just right for that context rather than just right for us, or just guessing.